I have some shears that I'm going to evaluate for the International Scissor Sharpeners Association. I'm Bonnie Megowan, company's Bonika Shears. Got a lot going on behind me today, so if you're distracted, it makes it more fun. I've got Ricky and Masan. Masan's here training. You want to wave or not, Masan? And he's from Virginia, and then Ricky's, you may have seen him on some other videos. He's the one from high school that comes in the afternoon and does an excellent job of sharpening for me. But we have an organization called the International Scissor Sharpeners Association. Do you know about that, Masan?
I do now.
You do now? Okay, let me show you the card. So this is the cool little card. Let me let you look at it. And you join one time and you're a member for a lifetime. Now, if you want to be a certified member, I send you 2 damaged shears and you sharpen them and send them back to me, and I evaluate them and videotape what I'm seeing. And it's a beveled edge and a convex edge. And you need to convex the convex and bevel the bevel. And you know how to do that now, right? So the first thing I'm doing, there's actually a written test. You want to look at the written test? Okay, here's the written test. And you tell me if you disagree with any of his answers, okay? You should know everything that's on there now, I think. So this person actually sent me an email today saying they had sent me the shears. And they said they felt certain that they would pass, and they were pretty happy with them. And that they reconvexed the convex because it had a little micro bevel on it, and that they sharpened the one side of the bevel because one side was serrated and one wasn't. So we're going to look at them, and we'll test them and see if this person passes. How you doing on those questions?
So far, man.
I'm going to look over your shoulders.
So far.
You think he's got them all right?
Cool.
They're all right?
Cool.
Good, you're correct. Mm-hmm. Everyone on here is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, the one that people miss the most is...
This one?
Oh, no, not the grit. Now, you had trouble with remembering the grit. The higher the number is, the finer it is.
Right.
The one that everybody misses is what's the traditional cut test material to see if a shear will push hair? Mm-hmm. And the answer is...
Dry.
Hair. Not tissue. Hair.
Okay,
yeah.
Tissue. Okay,
yeah.
Hair.
So I'm going to pull this camera down, and you're going to look at these shears with me.
Okay.
The story of this thing is I trained a guy from Cyprus, and he said, I need more credentials. So we dreamed up this International Scissor Sharpeners Association. Mm-hmm. And right now, it's the oldest continuous association of sharpeners in the United States that I know of. I'm sure there's one in the world that's bigger, that's longer, but I don't know. But it's been around a while, and it's not anything real formal. And I'm looking to see whether the convex is a convex and the bevel is a bevel. So the bevel first. This is beveled. That edge looks a little rougher than I would like. Let's take a look at it. I would like to see it done with a finer grit, maybe. And there's a couple of different angles on here. Let me let you see this. And then I'll let my son look at it too. Can you see it? It's like there's 2 angles on it. Masan, you want to look at this? We'll see how they cut, but I'm not too happy with the way it looks. The way this works, lay this on here and then bring the 2 up to your eye.
Okay.
Do you see how it's 2 different angles? Are you looking at the right side, or are you looking at the serrated side?
I'm on the serrated side.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Toward me. And this side is going from me on this side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like one angle and then there's another angle.
Yeah.
And it would be better if it was all one consistent angle. So, but we'll see how it cuts. Yeah, it's like an angle here. It's like an angle here and then another angle.
One going, one coming.
One going and one coming. That's a good way to describe it. Let's see what this one looks like. I'm not crazy the way that tip there looks. Take a look at, I'm going to let you take a look at this tip. Once again, lay it here, bring the two up to your eye. That tip looks like the one when we were having trouble where you were lifting up too much.
Right.
When we were working on that earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see how that?
Yeah. Edge is kind of big on it.
Yeah, that's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
Let me show on people on the video so they'll see what I'm talking about. So you might be able to see how that tip looks kind of weird on this, but when we look at it with a magnifier, helps turn the magnifier around the right way. You see how that tip kind of drops off right there? I'm kind of curious to see how this one cuts. I'm not crazy about the tip on this other side, but it is better. But it still looks kind of bevelly. Oh, and I'm not too crazy about this rod line. Rod line on this side goes down, but then it kind of circles back here on that tip. And the rod line looks rough. I don't know what grit stone he's using, but that's a rough looking rod line. I think, yeah, and this tip too. See how that tip looks? Oh yeah, there's something else here. So I'm hoping you can see this on here, but you see how it looks like it's two different angles on the convex edge. Two different angles on that convex edge. It's like it's a little flat micro bevel. I wouldn't call this a true convex. Masson, look at this. So lay this here, and I want you to look at that edge, and you'll see how it has like another edge there rather than that thing going all the way over to nothing. You might have to rotate that. Do you see how it has like a little tiny?
Yeah, very small, but it's right there on the edge. It's nothing at the tip actually, but
yeah, the tip it changes. Yeah. I think he could definitely do better. He wants these sent back to him, and I think I'd like to see him do these again. He passed the test, so I mean, undoubtedly he knows his stuff. I just wonder whether he's using some pretty aggressive equipment or something. So let's see how they cut tissue. I use the really fine toilet tissue to see if all the burrs and nicks are gone. Let's try it dry first, and I pull my thumb out. So it cuts dry. This one cuts dry. He was pretty happy with the cut. And I may be happy with the cut, but well, wait a minute. Let me see, do the tips come together? Oh no, the tips don't come together. So these, let me show you this. You see, there's a gap there, the tip. So that's important. Yeah, it's a pretty big gap there. Can you pass me the water?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You following all the steps? You're doing the good there, huh? Okay, wet tissue. No pressure. It cuts the beveled edge. And see, this cuts wet tissue. And it doesn't even pull at the tip. But that tip doesn't come together. Let's see how it's cutting hair. Cuts hair well without any push. I'm checking to see how it slide cuts. It doesn't slide real well. Let's see if this shear pushes hair. No, it cuts nice and crisp too. And that tip is real pointy. So here's the dilemma on these. The shears cut well. I think if you gave these back to hairstylists, they may not complain. They gave them to you and you put them through your test and didn't really look at them that close, you'd think, well, why do they need sharpening? I'm not going to pass them because, number one, this one is like 2 different angles on here. And it's kind of a rough angle. I'm not sure what he's sharpening with, but if I've got to send this one back, which this one the convex didn't pass, I want to send the bevel edge one back because I think he can do a better job of it. Just a nice consistent angle down. Now it cut. I just don't think it looks like a good bevel edge. And I'm hoping you can see that on the magnifier. But I'm going to show you again on the magnifier. So, yeah, there you go. I can see that right here. You see how it's 2 different bevels? So this needs to be improved. But it cuts good, so I wouldn't, stop sharpening for my customers. But this one definitely needs to be improved. This one's got the same problem with like 2 different angles. It shows up worse on one side than the other. But the main thing is the tips don't come together. Let me see if you can see this one I'm showing you. Show you one more time here. Now when I come down to the tip, you can see how the tip touches. And you see how it drops off. And then if I turn the tip over, you see that ride line is there. This one would have been better off if they had just, if he had just shortened it and taken off a couple of millimeters. No one would have noticed. So good effort. They do cut, but they're not up to certification level for the way the edges look. So I'm going to say this person did not pass, even though they cut.
Okay.
And the customers might be happy.
Okay.
but it's just not like right on. So, and the way I do this thing is I'll send these back and forth as many times as he wants to pay the postage until they're right. And they're so close to being right. I think just a little bit of tweaking. I'm not sure what equipment he's using, but it's the other thing too is that blade is not, you see how it looks rough? It's not shiny all the way down.
So it wasn't a good polish job.
Yeah, yeah. It's a I don't know if you can see that in the video. Let me see if I can put some paper behind it so you can see what. See, it's just it's not pretty. It's something a stylist would probably notice. So, my son, you think you want to do the certification when you get back?
Let's go for it.
Yeah. You're going to be here all week. If you want me to damage them by the end of the week, and you can try it while you're here, you can. So what's your thoughts about the International Scissor Sharpeners Association? Is this ISSA certification, is it a walk in the park, or is it a little more difficult? Let's see what you can do. If you want to be certified, if you want to join the ISSA, it's for those that are certified, it's more than just a piece of paper. It's more than just an ID card. So links below is going to tell you how to be a part of the ISSA and also to get your swag and your merchandise. If you're ready to take your sharpening skills to the next level, I've got you covered, whether it's a certification or upgrading your equipment or getting some more sharpening training. That's what we're about. So call the red-headed sharpening lady, Bonnie at Bonika Shears. And remember, stay sharp, my friends.